Hey there, what's up? Welcome back to my channel. If this is your first time, thanks so much for stopping by. Today I'm going to be sharing my October favorites with y'all. I recently did do a fall lifestyle favorites as well. That was covering everything that was not makeup. So if you are interested in checking that out, I'll go ahead and leave the link for that video up above. But today we are talking makeup. So I'm gonna go ahead and start off with a few base products first. First up is this primer from BECCA. Sorry, things were falling. I was like stumbling. This is the Spotlight Primer. No, First Light Primer from BECCA. I always want to call it Spotlight, Backlight. There's a couple of primers from BECCA, but this is the one that I've been using lately. So it's just the BECCA First Light Priming Filter Instant Complexion Refresh. As you can see, it's just this lavender tone. It is what I'm wearing today. So recently I've been getting a lot of issues with allergies, and I just feel like my skin, it's been moisturized and like plump just from the eating and the moisturizing that I've been doing, but I just feel like it hasn't been the brightest. I'm not quite sure what's going on because I've been on top of my vitamin C serum, but it's just been a little bit just like sallow and dull right here on my cheeks. I do think tends to happen in these cooler months. This is a great product. As you can see, it just has this kind of like lavender tone, so it helps to just brighten and even up my complexion. It doesn't do anything for pores, so if you're looking for something smoothing, you'll have to go in with a different type of primer to multitask, which I'm all for, like multi-primers, multi-cleansers, all the good things. But I'll go in with something kind of more smoothing and blurring or mattifying just on my nose and right here on the center of my face. And then the rest of my face, I slather this baby on, and it has this really nice, I feel like the after effect almost kind of feels like the way that my skin feels after I apply a hydrogel sheet mask. Like, it just feels like juicy and supple. If you've used one before, you know what I'm talking about. I do believe that either Catrice or Hard Candy makes a primer very similar to this. I don't know if I've tried it, but I know I've seen like a lavender toned brightening primer. Plus, most BECCA products, at least when it comes to their complexion products, they usually have a trial version as well. So I'll go ahead and link both down below if they are both available. Next up is the foundation that I have been loving. I don't know, well, I do know why I put it down. During the summer months, it's not quite as long wearing, so I tend to reach for other foundations. But once it gets cooler out again and I'm not battling Houston humidity, this stuff is so good. This is the Flower Beauty Light Illusion Foundation. I actually have this foundation in another upcoming video where I'm discussing a few of my favorite drugstore foundations. The only thing is, and you'll hear this again if you watch this video, which I hope you do, I think they're phasing this out of Ulta because on Ulta Beauty's site, there's only 5 shades available right now. You can always check it out at flowerbeauty.com or walmart.com, or of course, if your local Walmart carries this foundation. This is such a beautiful formula. I've said this a million times in the past, but it wears just like a high-end formula. It's weightless on the skin. Get this beautiful, luminous, and natural finish. I would say it's a true medium to high medium coverage if you do go in with a second layer. It's just so skin-like. Even not only is the formula like high-end and luxe feeling, but even the actual outer packaging, I think this is one of the most beautiful foundations at the drugstore. I know packaging doesn't matter to everyone. I definitely am one of those people that like judges a book by their cover when it comes to cosmetics. But you know, if you're paying more money, obviously you want like a nice packaging too. But this one you can purchase without breaking the bank and you get all of it in one. So if you do have normal to dry skin and you've been on the hunt for a beautiful glowy foundation that is still skin-like, you have to check this one out. I realize it's an older product, but I feel like a lot of people sleep on Flower Beauty. The highlighter that I'm wearing today, this is from Koki Cosmetics. This is one of their soft glow highlighters. This is the, oh no, just kidding, that part was just in another language. This one is in the shade Heavenly. Now, when I first felt this, I was very confused because I was like, is it a cream? Is it a powder? Is it just a super silky powder? And I do think it's just an extremely silky, hard pressed powder. Like it's jammed in the pan, but it almost feels wet in the way that a ColourPop Super Shock Chic highlighter Super Shock Cheek highlighter feels. The formula of this is absolutely stunning. I think there's either 3 or 4 other shades. This is just more of a very like light champagne gold. I just love those type of highlighters. But the way that this blends on the skin, it's so beautiful. It kind of just like melts right in. It doesn't feel like it sits on top of the skin. There's no actual large pieces of glitter. It's one of those highlighters where it's not quite as metallic as the BECCA highlighters, and it's not quite as like subdued as the NARS highlighters. Just like the NARS one, the way like if I'm looking at you face on, you can see that I have highlighter, but it's not intense. But then whenever like my cheeks hit the light, it just has the perfect amount of like glow to it. It's so beautiful. It's so smooth on the skin. It's not even really like micro shimmer. It's just that beautiful like flat glow. Does that make sense? If you've ever used any of the 𝗟𝗓𝗟 highlighters, this is way softer than that, but the effect that it has on the skin is very similar, kind of like French Vanilla and Portofino. It's just more of a everyday wearable type of highlighter. So if you're not quite as like bam, champagne pop, but you still want something that glows and has a sheen, this formula I think you would absolutely love. The only thing is KOKIE is harder to find. I believe Rite Aid sells it. I feel like it's at select Walmarts. I have yet to see it at a Walmart location near me, but I'm sad because I want it to be more readily available in stores just because it is such a great formula, and I think so many of y'all would really like it. Okay, moving on. I've been getting a ton of questions about the glitter combo that I've been wearing on my eyelids. This is basically the eye look I've been wearing all month. It's November and I'm still wearing it, okay? I can't get enough. I am a glitter lover, and this combination I can't get enough of. I did cheat and share it with several of y'all on Instagram just because I was getting DMs. I was like, don't worry, I'm gonna talk about it. But then people were like, no, can you just tell me now? So I told you, hopefully you kept the secret. But this is the combo that I'm wearing on my eyes. I am also gonna be talking about the other shadows. I mean, the other shadows are pretty basic, but it's the palette that I've been loving. So on my eyes, I first laid down a glitter glue. You can use anything. You could use NYX, you could use e.l.f. I've been using the Violet Voss one that just happens to be one of my favorites. And then I do this concoction. I take a little bit of INGLOT pigment in 119 and then a little bit of the Violet Voss glitter in Rosalind. It is a very like micro fine glitter. It's not one of those ones that feel like crispy and crunchy on your eyelids. The combination of these two together is just absolutely stunning. Like in one light, it looks more like a white gold champagne, and then in other lights, you can definitely see the rose gold and copper glitters from the Rosalind glitter. If you've never used the INGLOT pigments, I've talked about these so many times before, but they're so beautiful. Just the duochrome shifts that these have are insane. 119 is almost like a soft pink gold with like an icy silvery shift, but it's not so icy that it's cool. It's just, I don't know, it's warm and cool at the same time. It's just a chameleon type of color. But if you mix these two together, honestly, I should just take a little bit of each and mix it in a separate little vial. That way I just have it instead of mixing it each time. But something about this combination, it's just, oh, it's so good. I love it so much. Anytime like I catch a glimpse in the mirror, I am like, oh, I love my eyeshadow today. It's a very simple look, but especially on brown eyes, I think just with the little bits of like that rosy, even slightly like lavender shift, it just really like makes brown eyes pop. So that's what I've been wearing on my eyeballs if you've been curious. I keep getting kimchi burps. It's real bad in here. Thank goodness this isn't smell-o-vision. As for the rest of my eyes, like that sounded like I have like 17 other eyes that I'm hiding from you. For the rest of the eyeshadow on my face, I have fallen back in love with the Urban Decay Born to Run eyeshadow palette. I have to say, out of all of the eyeshadow palettes Urban Decay has ever released, I'm even talking like the Naked palettes, I think Born to Run is my favorite. Just because you have a little bit of everything in here. You have neutrals, you have jewel tones, you have these like amazing like warm cranberry colors that you see in the ABH Modern Renaissance palette. It's just a little bit of everything and for everyone. I love it. The mattes perform great. The shimmers do. The matte oranges in here I love so much. So on my eyes right now, I have some of Riff. I have some of Baja, Hellride, Punk, Double Life. I love Jet. It's a really nice like smooth black, but it has a little bit of like just teeny tiny like metallic flecks in it. So it almost looks more like a smoky charcoal rather than a flat black. There's so many beautiful colors in here. I don't think I've ever used this shade here called Big Sky. I mean, it looks really pretty, but I've just been more drawn to some of the other shades in here. Something about this palette too, I don't know why it always goes on sale. Hopefully they're not discontinuing it because it's a great palette. And I've seen this go as low as it's like $20 something, which is nuts to me because the amount of shades that you get in here, the finishes and the overall quality, I think that is a total steal. Even at its full price, I still think it's a great deal just because you do get the nice mirror. It's a palette you can travel with and create anything, whether you're wanting to go in with something very like subtle, everyday and elegant, or if you want to go in and like beef it up and be like just sexy and smoky. Beef was a weird choice of words for describing makeup, but anyways. Okay, I do have one other eye product in here. I talked about this in my recent fall drugstore makeup tutorial. I'll go ahead and link that video up above. This is from Profusion Cosmetics. It is their Wing It Superfine eyeliner. This eyeliner is $3.99 and it's everything. It is so good. I don't think it is claimed to be waterproof, but it's something where like I can go in and smudge this and it doesn't come off. Like I have to go in with my cleansing oil to break it up. The tip of this is so so fine. It is so rich and black. I've been using this all month long. I thought for sure, like, you know, for the price point, for how good it is, it's probably just gonna run out in like 2 weeks. No, it's been going strong, and I haven't even been storing it upside down to like really keep the pigment at the tip. It's just a great formula. It dries down to a very nice matte black. I'm not one to be crazy about like shiny finish black liquid liner. So even if you're someone who's not very good at liquid liner, I've talked about doing like the shadow method a ton, where you go in with like a stiff angle brush and create kind of like the template first. This glides on top of like your bare eye or shadow super smoothly. There's no skipping. This, I know so many of us, I mean, I know everybody kind of like canceled Kat Von D, whatever, not gonna get into that. But I know so many of us loved the Trooper. Is that even what it was called? I can't even remember, I haven't used it in so long. But her black eyeliner, this one I actually prefer over this. I prefer this over the Physicians Formula Booster eyeliner. I'm trying to think of another really popular black liquid liner. Those are the first two that come to mind. And I do think this outperforms both of them. And it's $3.99. Honestly, the reason I think I love it so much, not only because of the formula, but it's because of the actual applicator. I mean, it is so skinny mini, and it just makes it so easy to flick it out. I am someone who sucks at liquid liner, and this has been keeping my wings on points all month long. You best believe I'm gonna be stocking up on way more of those. I ordered a couple from the PROFUSION website. It says that it's supposed to be available at Walmart too. I haven't spotted it at, I've only checked one Walmart though. There's like so many others around me, so maybe I'll have better luck at another location. But either way, if you can't find it at Walmart, you can always order it on Koki Cosmetics website. Okay, and then the very final product I have here is this lip liner. This is kind of a cheat because I didn't receive this till like the I think like mid-end of October, but ever since getting it, I've already sharpened it twice, so I've been using it a ton. This is Mel Thompson's collab with Christian Odette. I did an entire like stories session over on Instagrams about it. I've been watching too much Letterkenny, adding S's to the end of things. I did an entire spiel all about my thoughts and swatches of this over on Instagram stories. If you guys are interested in some of the other products that came out in her collection though, I'll go ahead and link her video down below. She came out with 2 different lipsticks and 2 different lip liners. Everything in the collection is beautiful, but this has just been my go-to lip liner. It is this beautiful like smoky brown nude. Whoa, my throat's getting dry. Today I have this as my base, and then just to have a little bit more of a gloss on the top, I went in with one of the NARS lipsticks. This is the 𝗟𝗘𝗧'𝗦. It's just a sheer nude lipstick. I just wanted something a little bit more glossy today, so this just added a little bit of something on top. But this lip liner wears pretty much identical to the IT Cosmetics Your Lip But Better waterproof lip liner, which that is one of my favorite formulas ever. This stays on the lips all day long. It's like your top layer may be removed, whether it's like a gloss or a lipstick, but even after that wears off, this lip liner is still locked and loaded on your lips. You can eat pho, you can eat banh mi. That's what I happened to eat like one of the first few times that I wore it, and it lasted through all of it. It is so long wearing without being drying on the lips. The pigmentation is beautiful, it's smooth, it's creamy. The color, she freaking nailed it. I love this lip liner so much. Oh, I didn't even tell you. The shade is called Smooches. She designed this one or created this color for her friend who has a deeper skin tone. So it's flattering whether you're like really, really fair or if you have a deeper skin tone. You can go in and swipe it a couple times to really like deepen up the pigmentation. But do you see what I mean about it being like a brown smoky nude? It's, I don't know, it's just so beautiful on, whether it's alone or layered. I've been using it like crazy, almost too much. Like I don't want to finish it because I love it so much. But there you have it. There are my favorites from the month of October. If you are interested in checking out some of my lifestyle favorites, I'll go ahead and have that video linked down below for you as well. I would love to hear some of your favorites from this last month or some products that you just recently discovered for this month. As always, thanks so much for spending part of your day with me. If you haven't already, I would really love if you subscribe. That way we can hang out some more. Let me know what other videos you guys would like to see this week. Also, is anybody else putting up their Christmas tree this week? Because I'm really wanting to. I'm over here like just dying to. I think it's gonna happen. Anyways, that's it. Thanks so much for hanging out. See you in the next one. Bye.